Hello everyone, Giltar here with a Kamen Rider action figure review for Rider Fest. This time we'll be looking at the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Agito action figure. Now before I head any further into this review, I want to point you guys towards my introduction video to SH Figuarts, in which I cover some background information about the SH Figuarts line. I also cover general information about the product presentation, such as how they're packaged, the design of the boxes. I also go into the articulation of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider figures, and that was because pretty much all these figures have 99% similarity in terms of their articulation ability. Some of the figures will have slightly different, design joints, which will allow either a little greater or a little less articulation range. But for the most part, if you've seen one Kamen Rider SH Figuarts review and you know what that's capable of, with respect to articulation, then you pretty much know what all the other Kamen Rider Figuarts figures are capable of. So during this review and my other SH Figuarts reviews, I won't be going into articulation unless there's something specific about a particular figure that is different from all the other SH Figuarts figures. And also the same goes for product packaging. Unless there's something significantly different, I really won't be pointing that out here. You'll be able to see all that information by simply going to Google and doing a web search for the SH Figuarts products. Most web stores that carry these products will have photographs of the packaging and more information that really isn't necessary in this review here. So moving on, this is SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Agito. It was released originally in June 2009 and was recently re-released, I believe, in June of this year, 2010. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. And normally it retails for 2,500 yen, or roughly $28 or so American at current exchange rates. Now the figure here I have posed in its signature stance before the character goes into its rider kick. For the hands, as you can see, I have two sort of splayed finger hands, open hands, for those hand accessories, and the face plate is actually of the Kamen Rider Agito sort of rider kick mode, where the forehead crest is unfurled and shows extra little sort of like flanges to show, basically signify that it's readying itself for a rider kick. Now what I really like about this figure, and most other Kamen Rider SH Figuarts figures, is that there's a really great degree of likeness and accuracy to the costume from the TV show. As you can see here, I don't know if you can make it out on my camera, but on the back it shows a sort of basically made in China sort of stamp on the back there, which is kind of funny. But yeah, really great likeness, really great details for the costume design. What I really like here is the sort of like the henshin belt. I believe this is called the altar ring. And what's great about the Agito figure is that it has a transparent colored plastic piece here, so that it is actually, it looks like a jewel there on the belt, just like on the TV show's costume design. And the same thing goes for the compound eyes. It's a transparent red plastic there. Now to show you guys the way that you can actually swap out the face plates for the alternate head, again this is the alternate head. The default head I'll show you guys in a moment, but basically the front half of the mask is removable. You just basically pull it off there. There are some pegs that go to corresponding slots, and here you can see sort of like this really odd looking interior of the head, but that provides the compound eye effect once clear plastic goes over it. I really like that feature about this figure here, the ability to have either the normal mode head or the sort of rider kick faceplate. Now I'll move the figure back, and again, because I've already gone over articulation in my introduction video to SH Figuarts, I'm not going over articulation, but as you can see, I've got some other SH Figuarts Kamen Rider figures, and they're all in various poses. And it'll give you guys an idea of some of the general basic articulation and posability that these figures are capable of. Now, I guess I'll actually go on to the pros and cons of this figure. I'll start off with the pros. I normally go off with the cons, but I think I'm going to do something a little different for Rider Fest. I'm going to start off with the pros, the good points of this product. First of all, just really great likeness and accuracy to the TV show costume design. SH Figuarts figures of Kamen Rider characters are generally just spot on for accuracy, and I really like that about these figures. Another great point about it is just not only is the likeness there, but there's also just great details on the sculpt. Even though the Kamen Rider Agito design is fairly simplistic, there's just some really great details that, you can't pick them up on my camera. You have to see them with with your own eyes in person. But it's just, especially I like the belt here and the details of the head sculpt and the face plate design. It's just some really great touches there, and it's just, you know, it just speaks quality when you get that level of detail in a toy, in an action figure. Now that being said, it also has great articulation, so not only does it look like Agito, you can put the figure in pretty much any sort of signature trademark pose that you've seen Agito display in the TV show, and you can also create and invent your own poses to put on display. Because, you know, the articulation range is just wonderful. The SH Figuarts figures generally just have extremely great design and engineering for the joints and for articulation. Now that being said, let's head into the negative points, the cons. And really there's only one con for this product, and that is the severe lack of accessories. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you guys here. This is the plastic casing that the figure comes in. In the center here is where the figure of Agito goes. Here is the normal face plate of Agito. And here are two spots where the alternate open hands would normally be placed. The figure comes packaged with clenched fist punching hands attached to the wrists, which I have in these two areas here. And, well, to really spell it out clearly, if you haven't gotten it yet, the only accessories that come with this figure are an alternate faceplate and two extra hands. That's it. Now, for some people who are newer to the toy collection scene, to the action figure collection scene, that might not seem so surprising, but if you actually take a look at the other SH Figuarts figures, you'll see that they normally come with a wide range of accessories. And the thing is that Kamen Rider Agito here, the SH Figuarts figure, is 2,500 yen. And there are other figures in the SH Figuarts line that are in the 2,500 yen range, either a little below or a little higher, and they come with many more accessories than Agito. And I really can't understand why Bandai chose not to pack more accessories with this particular figure. Even if it would be extra hands, which that's all I'm asking for, to be honest, just a few extra hands for various poses. It's just really odd why Bandai did that, and I can't, at this moment, I can't think of any other SH Figuarts figure that is anywhere close to Agito here with respect to just a low accessory count. It's really odd, and I have to say that is the one and only con of this figure. But it's also a severe con in my opinion, because you know what, ultimately I look at these products and think to myself, is it worth the money? And when I look at the range of SH Figuarts Kamen Rider figures out there, at the ones at, you know, a similar price point as Agito here, and see how many other accessories that they possess, I just, you know, to be honest, I can't say that Agito here is worth the money. And you know what, to be honest, I cannot recommend this action figure, except to people who either are SH Figuarts completionists, and you really have to have every SH Figuarts figure. If you're that kind of collector, then, you know, by all means get this. Or if you're like a die-hard Kamen Rider Agito fan, which I am, I'm a big fan of Kamen Rider Agito. Those are the only two people that I would recommend this figure to. If you're just a general action figure collector, or if you're just a basic Kamen Rider fan, but perhaps Agito is not at the top of your list, I really can't recommend this figure to you. It's too expensive for what you get. Again, it's the lack of accessories that I and other people who have reviewed this figure criticize, and that's the thing, is that when you get into the realm of high-end action figures, you're getting into the area of expensive products, and you know what? I think it's reasonable to expect some more bells and whistles, whether it's gimmicks or accessories. I expect something more for the money that I'm paying, and yeah, ultimately, SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Agito does not bring that to the table. So unfortunately for this particular SH Figuarts figure, I'm not going to recommend it. It's a good figure, no doubt about that, but it just falls short considering the price that you have to pay for it. Now, if this was a 2,000 yen product, I would be less critical, I'd be less harsh. I still would point out the fact that you don't get many accessories, but for that lower price point, I wouldn't mind it. But again, at this time, for basically nearly $30 American, you're not getting your money's worth. Despite how good I think this figure looks, it just doesn't come with enough to justify its costs. Especially again when you look at the other SH Figuarts action figures that are available at the same price or a similar price, yet they offer so much more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of mine. It won't be the last of my contributions to Rider Fest. As you can see, I've got several other SH Figuarts figures from Kamen Rider Agito. I'll be reviewing them because I'm mainly taking care of the Agito part of Rider Fest's Week 1 period, which covers Kuga, Agito, and Ryuki. So as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this review and got something out of it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next video.